Ever imagine a hidden world right under our feet? Like a network that's been thriving, oh, I don't know, for like 400 million years.
400 million, that's incredible.
Right. Well, get ready, dig into that world. It's all about mycorrhiza, the ancient partnership between fungi and plants.
A partnership that's totally reshaping how we see life on land.
Exactly. And you sent us a ton of research articles all about mycorrhizae, so you must be pretty fascinated by this hidden world too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the first thing to wrap your head around is that this isn't something, limited to like hidden away in the Amazon or something. We're talking 70%, like 70% of all land plants.
70%. Wow.
From giant trees to the tomatoes in your backyard, they're all forming these relationships, these symbiotic relationships with fungi. And we call those mycorrhiza.
So it's like suddenly realizing your next door neighbor is famous
Mm.
and you had no clue. But what are they exactly, these mycorrhizae? What makes them such VIPs for plants?
Okay, so picture this, right? A network of tiny fungal threads, we call them hyphae. They're weaving through the soil way beyond where the plant's roots can reach.
Ah, so it's like the fungi you're giving the plants a helping hand. Or a helping hyphae, I guess we should say.
Exactly. They're like little root extensions, able to tap into nutrients and water the plant couldn't get on its own.
So the fungi are like little helpers. But what's in it for them? It's got to be a two-way street, right?
Oh, for sure. It's a win-win. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. The plant provides the fungi with sugars.
Sugars.
Yep, it makes those sugars through photosynthesis, gives the fungi the energy they need. And in return,
In return.
the fungi are like these tiny miners digging up essential nutrients, phosphorus, nitrogen, all that good stuff, straight from the soil, delivering it right to the plant's roots.
A perfect partnership. The plant gets a snack, the fungi gets a snack, everybody wins. But how does this exchange actually happen? Do they, like, shake on it?
Think of it more like a really, really close stance. The type of mycorrhizae we're talking about, the ones that matter most for gardeners, those are called arbuscular mycorrhizae. And what's wild is they actually get inside the plant's root cells.
Inside. Get out of here.
Yeah, they form these things called arbuscules.
Arbuscules. Sounds kind of mystical. What goes on in there?
Basically, think of it as a trading post. It's tiny, obviously. The plant sends its sugars through the root cells. The fungi hand over those precious nutrients they've dug up.
It's like a microscopic farmer's market happening right under our feet.
Mm.
No wonder mycorrhizae are getting so much attention these days. They're essential for healthy plants, healthy soil, the whole shebang.
They are, and it's more than just being in the soil. They actually change how the soil works. It's amazing how crucial they are. And honestly, the more we learn about them, the more we realize how much they change, how we should be gardening, how we should be thinking about agriculture in general.
And that's what I love about this topic. It's like opening a secret door to a whole new world. One that could change how we grow our food, how we care for our green spaces, all of it.
Right. It's a whole hidden world, and it's bursting with potential.
So how about we dig into some of that potential? Like,
Yeah.
how do mycorrhiza help plants deal with drought? Because that's a big one, right?
Huge. It's all about their ability to access water, and lots of it. Remember those hyphae networks we talked about? They're like a built-in irrigation system reaching every drop the plant needs.
So it's like having a built-in irrigation system powered by mushrooms.
Kinda. And they don't just find the water, they help the plants use it more efficiently too. Better
Yeah.
soil structure, better water storage, the works, like getting the most out of every drop.
Amazing. It's like they're masters of water conservation. But what about nutrients? You said they help plants access those more efficiently too, right? It's like they have a key to a secret pantry the plants didn't even know about.
That's a great way to put it. Imagine being a plant root, right? Stuck in one spot. All those nutrients are spread out. You can't reach them all. But then, bam, you've got thousands of tiny fungal helpers, those hyphae, going everywhere, exploring every inch of the soil.
Turning the soil into a giant buffet. I love it.
Exactly. And it's not just, oh, I bumped into some nutrients, time to eat. They're actively breaking things down, releasing enzymes, dissolving minerals, all that, making them perfect for the plant to absorb.
So it's like they come with their own set of utensils ready to serve up a feast for the plants.
Exactly. And those hyphae, remember, they're super thin, way thinner than plant roots, so they slip into these tiny spaces the roots could never get to. It's like they're unlocking a whole hidden level of nutrients.
So not just more nutrients, but different kinds of nutrients too.
You got it. Like phosphorus is a big one. Super important for plant growth, but it's often stuck in the soil. The plant can't really use it. But mycorrhizae, they're pros at getting that phosphorus out.
Interesting. Because I know phosphorus is a big deal in farming, right? It's in a lot of fertilizers. So are you saying mycorrhizae could be a way to use less chemical fertilizers?
That's the idea. If the plants can already get the nutrients they need naturally from the soil, with a little help from their fungal friends, it means less need for the artificial stuff. Better for the plants, better for the environment, win-win.
That's what I love about nature is there's always a better way if we just know where to look. But it's not just food and water with these fungi, right? They help fight disease too.
Oh, absolutely. It's like having a whole microscopic army on your plant side, fighting off those nasty pathogens.
Protecting the plants from getting sick. How do they do that?
They're competitive, these fungi. They'll outcompete the bad guys for resources, make it hard for them to take hold in the first place.
So it's like they're building a fortress around the plant roots.
That's a good way to think about it. And it's not just passive. They can actually trigger the plant's own defenses, make them stronger all around.
These fungi are the ultimate allies. Resourceful, tough, and they always have your back. Makes you appreciate what's going on under our feet, huh? But I bet there are some myths out there about mycorrhiza too. What have you heard?
Oh, there are a few. Like people thinking they're only found in these perfectly pristine forests, which isn't true at all.
So even if my garden isn't exactly a national park, I've still got a chance of having some mycorrhiza down there.
Most likely, yeah. They're pretty tough. They can handle a lot. But here's another thing people get wrong. They think all mycorrhizae are the same, which isn't quite right.
Right, because we've mostly been talking about the ones in gardens, the arbuscular mycorrhiza. But you did say different plants partner with different types of mycorrhiza, right?
Exactly. Big difference is trees, especially conifers, they team up with a type called ectomycorrhiza. These guys, they don't go inside the root cells. They form a sheath around the outside, a network between the cells.
So it's like each plant has its own preferred dance partner, fungi edition.
You got it. And knowing which fungi goes with which plant, that's key if you really want to make your garden thrive.
It's all about matchmaking. So if I'm growing tomatoes, I need a specific arbuscular mycorrhizae, but my oak tree in the backyard, that wants a totally different type.
Exactly. Just like any good relationship, it's all about compatibility.
This is amazing. So how do we figure out the right match? Are there resources for that?
Absolutely. Most nurseries now, they'll have mycorrhiza products, and they'll tell you right on the label what plants they're best for.
So it's like you got to read the label, just like with fertilizer. Can't just use anything, got to get the right match.
Exactly. But you know, it's funny, for all this talk about buying the right fungi, I've also heard you can, like, grow your own. Is that true?
It is a little DIY mycorrhizae action. It's totally possible. And honestly, it's surprisingly easy and so rewarding.
Okay, now you've got my attention. How do we do it? Turn our backyards into fungi farms.
Well, you're not exactly farming fungi, but you're creating the perfect little home for them, like a
Yeah.
comfy bed and breakfast just for mycorrhizae.
Sounds charming. I'm in. What do we need?
Compost is your best friend here. Mix that with some vermiculite. Good balance of nutrients, nice and airy. The fungi love it. Then you need a host plant, something that's known to really team up well with mycorrhiza.
So we're basically making a mycorrhiza nursery then. Give them what they need, let them multiply.
Exactly. The host plant grows, the fungi spread through its roots, making more spores, more hyphae, all that good stuff. Then you can harvest a bit of that, use it to inoculate your other plants, your whole garden.
That's amazing. Like brewing your own, I don't know, compost tea, but for fungi? So cool.
Right. It's like tapping into this ancient process, helping it along and creating a healthier garden at the same time. It just feels good, you know?
It does. It's like we're working with nature instead of against it, which I think sums up this whole mycorrhiza thing, doesn't it?
It really does. We've covered so much ground today. Ancient history of fungi, how they help plants grow, deal with drought, fight off disease. They really are the unsung heroes of the plant world.
Totally agree. What a fascinating deep dive.
So if our listeners take away just one thing from all of this, what should it be?
Remember that the soil is alive. It's not just dirt, it's an entire ecosystem under our feet, full of these beneficial organisms, like our friends the mycorrhizae.
It's like we've been walking on this secret world, totally oblivious, but not anymore, right?
That's anymore. And the more we understand this world, the better we can care for it, the better our gardens will be. It's all connected.
So instead of just, I don't know, dumping fertilizer on everything, we can work with the soil, work with the fungi, and let nature do its thing.
Exactly. It's a much more sustainable way to garden, a much healthier way to grow our food, and who knows what else we'll discover as we learn more.
Right. Maybe there's a whole other network down there just waiting to be discovered. That's the beauty of nature. There's always more to learn, always something new to uncover. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mycorrhizae. Until next time.